Thank you so much for tuning in today into today's episodes of The Pink Room. I'm here with the wonderful and the beautiful Sista Eyerie.
Hey, thank you.
What's up?
What's up?
How you been?
Been good. It's been a very interesting year, to say the least. Yeah, been good. Been trying to stay focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of work to stay focused now, considering there's so much distractions, you know?
Mm.
But other than that, I am always positive. I'm always Eyerie, so.
Always Eyerie. I'm so happy you're here. Oh my god.
I am happy to be here.
When I first hit you up to come on, like, you already knew what's up. Like, right when I sent you that DM, you're like, you want to do the interview? And I was
Let's do it.
yeah, I really do.
Totally down. I love hanging out and talking with girl talk.
Girl talk! For those who don't know, Eyerie is actually an MC, an artist. I myself am Rue, and I am super blessed to have you guys here. Thank you for watching this far into the video too. Thank you. But most importantly, Eyerie, where are you from?
I was born in LA and raised in Guadalajara, Mexico. And so kind of like a little bit of two places, you know. I was born in East LA, but most of my life I spent like through different barrios in LA and in Mexico, and mostly just trying to like, you know, find my place.
Yeah.
So I would say like I'm from Ecopaque. kind of that was like my stomping grounds. That's where I really like matured and got to know myself and got to feel my roots.
Ecopaque.
Ecopaque.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your nationality?
My mom's, I'm actually just Mexican, Afro-Mexican, Afro-Indigenous. And my whole family has like Mexican roots. And only down into like my great-grandmother was Cuban. So, Cubano Mexicano.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so beautiful.
I just like to see like the diversity in our culture, you know. Mexicano could be anybody. It could be güerito with blue eyes. It could be a black man with brown hair. They're differently, you know, instead of like always labeling. Like, we don't have time for that anymore.
I love that. And I love that, you know, like, there's no time for labeling, no time to put in a box on anything either. In your path of your music career, tell me a little bit about Guerrilla Queens and how did that become?
I actually started, okay, so backtrack a little bit further than that. I actually started in a group called Siwa Tonali years and years ago, ages ago. And it was like a you know, the poetry drumming group and like these indigenous instruments, and it was like 8 women, and we all had like these powerful words, you know, and like very potent message. And so we got an album that we were able to drop in 2007, and then from there on, like, we kind of all split and did our own thing, because it's hard to maintain such a large amount of women that have all different paths, you know. Some of us are moms, some of us are college bound, some of us are professionals, to like hone in on just one thing, which was the music, you know. And the music ultimately was for the people. So when we became Guerrilla Queens, I had branched out with one of the members of Siwa Tonali, and she and I had like, you know, this idea of like putting more hip-hop things together. So we put that element, you know, in our music, and
It's just so hard.
yeah, it went pretty hard for a while. Like, we really had we did like, you know, a lot of shows. We went all the way to like New York for Mama's Hip Hop Kitchen. We had like, you know, a couple of shows in LA with 2Max and Dead Prez, and we did a lot of cool shit. Like, I really enjoyed making those songs and having that moment in time where like it was still very new. Social media wasn't really popping. It was more about like word of mouth. I heard your music, you know. I still get people who hit me up and I'm like, oh, I hear your music from Guerrilla Queens or the Siwa stuff, and I'm like, that's dope. Like, there's longevity in those songs.
And that longevity that you still carry, would you say that some of like your family members influence you, or at least inspire you to kind of build these collectives over the years?
Yeah, you know, my mom and my grandmother are both into music, and my father introduced us to like a lot of different kinds of music when we were really young. So like, I feel like most of my musical influences come from just being raised in a family that you know, was very artistic and that like appreciate that type of art, or any type of art really. My dad was into like paintings and Picasso and Dali and all. Yeah, so like, to me, it was like, it was very crucial to maintain that, you know, with my own son and my own family, and like honor like the fact that I was an artistic creative child, and I did have like a lot of learning issues because I was so different, you know, because I had a whole different level of learning and mindset, and I had to find that as an adult later on, like that creativity was the outlet to those things that were happening, you know, as I'm trying to be like a conscious child, you know. There's another thing is like to be a woke child is like one thing is like you can't help the whole world, and so you sit in your own world, like, and most of it creates art or creates some type of outlet. And so, you know, I feel like hip hop was that for that generation, you know, for our generation that was like really going through the struggle, and the crack epidemic was heavy, and like gangs were really heavy, and you know, Echo Park wasn't a pretty place. Like it was really rough to go through the neighborhoods, you know, and figure out your place, you know. And then also looking like an Afro-Latina. So like, they're like, oh, esa pinche blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, damn, dude, like, I know what you're saying to me, you know, like, whatever. So it's like...
That was a challenge.
Yeah. It's very challenging to, like, maneuver and navigate through that much. That much.
I want to talk about your number one hit single, and you have a bunch of hits. One of them is Bumbaya. And I want to know what is the inspiration behind that?
I was at the playa in Mexico. That was the inspiration. That I actually had like old songs on my phone. The ones that came before me, I like to honor through what I do. So my name Sista Eyerie is obviously, and you know, Sister Carol, Sister Nancy, like in honor of like those sisters that came before me to do this thing called I'm saying, you know.
Nice.
And then of course Bumbaya comes from, you know, Bam Bam from Sister Nancy, and Bumbaya from like a couple of different hip hop and reggae artists like Buju and Bucktown Productions. So like I had elements of why I had that song in me, but that I don't know.
Sista Eyerie, say you can't forget the name. Bacha mama queens on the mic, we sharing. Flying so high, you can call me a plane. Get you so lost.
I don't plan on recording that song because it's a live song. It's a song to be played live.
Tell me about one of your favorite highlights in your music career.
I always talk about when I went to Colombia, because I was living in Mexico doing tours with Pachamama, and I ended up getting a call from my girl Lika. Shout out to Lika.
Shout out to Lika.
And she hit me up and was like, you want to go to Colombia? And I was like, yes. And I think I was like, I was in Guatemala
at that time.
Yeah, and I was like, she was like, you gotta get to Mexico by this date. And I was like, damn, that's like tomorrow or something, you know. But I still was trying to go to Oaxaca and see if my friend, one of the Siwats from Siwatonali, I went to Oaxaca, and I remember spending the night at her house, and that night going into a bus, and I had asked the taxi driver to take me to a bus that was like a local bus, but like, you know, a fast bus, like the modern buses. And that fool took me to the closest bus, and that took like 10 hours.
No.
And I ended up missing my flight, but I paid to get another ticket, and we performed the next day in front of like 10,000 people.
Oh my God.
The first time I was really nervous. I think I didn't do that good.
Being in front of like big crowds, would you say that can be a little nerve-wracking?
I could never imagine there's like 10,000 pairs of eyes looking at me right now. And like, oh shit, like fuck, I can't fuck up, but all you keep thinking about is fucking
up.
That shit was intense, but it was, you know what, it motivates you, because you get out of that comfort zone of like, I can do this, blah, 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 or whatever. I still get butterflies when I perform, even if it's like 5 people.
That's a good thing.
But I think it's because I love it so much. You know, a lot of people are like that. But me, I love it so much, I always still get nervous about it. But that whole... I remember like a stage bigger than my house, and I'm just like, oh my God, like what do I do with all this room? It was just a lot, but it was such a good experience. It's a complex thing to be a woman and be a creative, because people will go with like like the competition, and like they'll automatically put you in a category of
exactly,
like all
boxing.
women, yeah. And it's opposed to like with men, it's like it's just they just make art, or they're just like, it should be in general, you know. Like I was always having a hard time with the word femc, because like I step into a room no matter what, I'm an MC, but I'm a female first, so I don't mind you addressing me that way, but that's not the way that I approach the music or approach the art. I approach it as like a master of it, and in a master there's no gender. It's just you master that art, and at that point it's fluid. Like you either a good MC or you fucking suck.
Oh my god, you're a good one though. You're definitely a good one. Definitely, most definitely a good one.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
As your whole journey and developing into just a star that you are, yes, of course, as a star that you are, what are some challenges that you have faced and you've overcome?
Dang, you know, I put my whole like career thing not on hold, but as my son was getting older, like it became harder to focus on just music and him, and music and career, music and him and career. You know, I remember being able to like do a couple of shows and travel and get through some things because he was like a toddler and he could communicate and all that. But that for me, it fueled me to bring it even harder later. You know what I mean? Like now I feel like I can focus on the art that made who I am now. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where I'm at. It's like the challenge wasn't so much, oh, like I have a kid. It was prophecy of being full 100% parent to him and full 100% artist to Eyerie.
Yeah.
You know? I like those things are like really like a lot of work as it is. You know? Like I never felt hindered by it at all. Like I always was able to do what I wanted to do, you know, artistically as a mom too, because like I would include him on a lot of it. Like he knew how to play someone's song on the drums, you know, see what songs were like da da da, and you know his class would ask me to come perform them, like things like that, you know. Like it's good to know that you put those seeds into them young and now they're flourishing, and you see and you're like, oh, okay, it was actually beneficial that you came on stage with me.
Yeah.
Oh god, it was great.
I love that. I just want to say thank you so much for pouring this and for giving us this fruition of wisdom and experience throughout your whole entire journey.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And at least, what advice you would give to the audience for those working on the craft to success?
I just stay true. Like it's really real. Like the more you stay close, the closer you are to your own truth, the more successful you'll be at what you want. It can hinder you want to like live in your truth. So just stay true, whatever it is, like, you know. And sometimes we have more than one talent, so use all of them. I mean, why not? Like all of them. Like as artists, you can use anything. It doesn't have to be limited to one thing, you know. Like I love playing music, and so I'm gonna relearn how to play the guitar. I'm gonna relearn how to play an instrument that I probably should have picked up ages ago, but now I have time. And now it's like the benefit of the doubt that you're gonna achieve all your goals, because ain't nobody gonna work harder for them than you. That's the thing that we forget. It's like we sit there and work 12 hours for someone else, but work 12 for you too. There's 24 hours. At some point you gotta take some rest. But there's gonna be a point where you have so much in you, so much passion, that nothing's gonna stop you. It's like Nipsey said, the marathon. It's just like you're gonna keep the drive. Yeah, the drive is like, you know, it's gonna keep you going. I think that's what you should keep doing. Like keep following your heart.
Thank you, Eyerie. Oh, mommy, I love you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Sista Eyerie. Sista Eyerie is here with us. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
The pink room, y'all.
Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning with us again on today's Pink Room episode.
Yep, there's Red Table Talk, but then there's a Pink Room, baby. What?
I love you guys. We love you guys. Stay safe. We're gonna get through this. We'll see you soon next episode. Bye.